Welcome to Championship Predictions Round 6. And Sam, by God, I got my first win last week. And there's a good comment actually said, before the results came in, said you must be like Reggie LeBrie if you're on a perfect scoreline. So you got the defeat. Unfortunately, that makes me Wayne Rooney in this scenario. So we'll track our respective fortunes against those two managers, shall we?
Mate, if you remember last week, I predicted every game to be 2-1 or more or less. So, I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. So I deserved everything I got. The heavy defeat was justified.
So it was a 10-4 for me. I got two bang on the nose, actually. Derby 1, Cardiff 0, and Wednesday 1, QPR 1, which means Sam is 4-1 up, still heavily in the lead with 38 points to my 24. Get involved yourselves in the comments with your own predictions. We love to hear them. Copy and paste. All the fixtures are down there in the chat. You can have your say, and you can score yourself, give yourself a point for each correct outcome, home, away, or draw. Give yourself 3 points if you get the scoreline bang on. And if that scoreline has 5 or more goals, give yourself a bonus point. Sam, straight in there. Friday night, they may well have a new manager. At time of recording, they don't, but we think they will. Stoke versus Hull.
I don't think I've done much story building so far this season, but here we go.
I
like to just like play it out in my mind, just like mind's eye, envisage exactly what's going to happen. I'll be brief. New manager, always a change, always brings the supporters out, and I think the players will maybe get the back in. I'm saying that a little bit through gritted teeth because I don't feel like that the sentiment's going to be brilliant towards the players at the moment or the hierarchy, but I just think a change sometimes gives you a boost in the short term. Where it's going to go for Stoke, who knows? 1-0 Stoke City.
New manager bounce for Sam. Okay, Beans, you've taken Stoke. I think we're both going to go for Hull still not to get their first win. I'll take the unhelpful draw, but should we go boring or entertaining? I hate to say it because I'm covering it on the watch song. I'll go boring. Stoke 1, Hull 1, which takes us to Saturday and Norwich versus Watford. I think they were like going up and going down at the same time for a few seasons. I think I'd have Watford winning this one if it were at Vicarage Road. I think Watford might have quite a good record against Norwich as well, mightn't they? Norwich, we think, mentioning Stoke, are about to lose a potential first-team coach. Can I see them going back-to-back defeats, Norwich? Maybe. Go on then. Let's go all in on Watford. Norwich 1, Watford 2.
Yeah, two relatively newly appointed managers here. Difficult to surmise exactly what Norwich are or are going to become this season, but I think for that reason, I probably can't separate them given the good start to the season that Watford have had, but I'd see there maybe been quite a lot of entertainment. So I'll go for a 2-2.
And you are up next, Sam. QPR versus Millwall. It's another former club versus club you support.
Yeah. Again, I just think, Millwall will probably find a way. Tanganga probably is at the forefront of my mind after his performance last week to be defensively solid, even if it is to be in the absence of Jake Cooper, who got injured in that Luton defeat. However, I think the opposite end of the spectrum and the opposite end of the pitch is going to be a blow having Coburn out. No, I think Millwall have shown enough, and I spoke about I like Aziz that they've signed from Reading as well. I like Watmore's obviously started the season brilliantly, so I would give Millwall a goal, but I think QPR will be too strong. I'll go for a 2-1 home win. 2-1. There you go.
That's a scribble for me, actually, Sam. That's what I was going to go for. So you've already had a Desmond, so I'll take the Desmond on this one instead. Can't separate the two. Unhelpful draw, QPR 2, Millwall 2. And up there, somewhere in the northeast, although we're at pains not to call it the northeast derby, it's Sunderland versus Middlesbrough. these are difficult this week, aren't they? Because Sunderland are going to have it in their heads to bounce back after a brilliant start and a first defeat on the road last week down at Plymouth. Middlesbrough, we still have this business of making lots of chances and not taking them. I think I'm going to back Sunderland, Sam. I think Middlesbrough are still too high on the flaky scale and Sunderland are still too high on the hot start scale for me. So I'll go Sunderland 1, Borough 0.
Yeah, I quite like the draw here as well. I think I'll take a draw, actually. Borough have only been beaten once, haven't they? And Sunderland tasted defeat for the first time. I quite like the draw. I think it might be quite cagey. Going for a little cliche there. Bit of a rivalry. 1 each. Or are we not allowed to call that one a rivalry? Is that one that gets...
Yeah, they get a bit cross about that, don't they?
Right, okay. Sorry. 1 each.
You didn't call it a derby, though. A rivalry is okay, isn't it? Yeah, fair.
Right, 1 each.
Our hands are clean here. And will Liam Manning's hands be clean at the end of Bristol City versus Oxford United, Sam?
Oh, well, I've been very big, haven't I? Very high on Oxford. Let's back Liam Manning. Let's back Liam Manning to do it under pressure and his lads to turn up. I will go for Bristol City to hand Oxford their first more convincing away defeat this season. 2-0 Bristol City. Can't see that, can you?
I don't know. I just think I'm here for the drama. I think I might, because all hell is going to break loose. Not that I want all hell to break loose at Bristol City. It's a perfectly lovely football club and Liam Manning seems a lovely man, but he needs to win. So let's go for that not to happen then. Bristol City 1, Oxford 3. How about that, Sam?
Nice.
And we're going to move on to Pompey's never-ending horrible fixture list. It's Burnley versus Portsmouth. Sam, I've got to go home win here. Sorry, Pompey fans. I know you're still waiting for that first victory, but I've got to back Burnley here. They obviously did things a bit differently at Leeds, sitting behind the ball and getting the win. I think they'll be a bit more expansive here. Burnley 2, Pompey 0.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard for Pompey. The kind of sunshine at the moment is probably coming from some returning absentees. So Regan Paul obviously got a few minutes the other day. I think Shaughnessy's not far away from rejoining. Those two will give them an incredible platform to go and get a clean sheet soon and get a result. They just need to get up and running their season. And I saw a supporter talk about this. It's not, in essence, because of the cards they've been given, maybe not going to start for another 3 weeks or so. It's been a hellish fixture list for them. I can't make a strong case for them here, but given that Burnley's maybe results or points return has flattered the performances, not as of yet looking a very cohesive attacking force, I'll go for a 1-0 Burnley.
Cardiff versus Leeds, Sam. Not one manager under a hell of a lot of pressure and one manager under a bit of pressure as well.
Yeah, it stinks of a comfortable away win, doesn't it? Maybe a goal up, Cardiff knocking on the door for a little bit and then getting one on the break Leeds to kill it. So I'm going to go down that route and celebrating in that away end, which always is a nice thing to see. I think jubilant supporters in that corner, not for the Cardiff fans, but you catch my drift. You took a 3-1 there. I'll take a 3-1 here. Cardiff 1, Leeds 3.
Yeah, I like the away win for this one, which that might be it for Errol Balut, mightn't it? I can't take the 3-1 because you've taken it. So I'll go both teams to score an away win. I'll hack a goal off Leeds United and I'll go Cardiff 1, Leeds 2, and I'll add you in a bonus that before the Championship check-in podcast next week, if our predictions are correct, we'll probably be talking about Cardiff looking for a new manager. It's me first here, Coventry versus Swansea. I've been fairly bullish on Coventry, Sam, and I've got to stick with it, haven't I? Know Swansea got a win last weekend and Coventry didn't, but we're flipping geographies here and Coventry are at home. So I'm going to back them here to beat Swansea and I'm going to back them to Grind it out. Coventry 1, Swansea 0.
Yeah, that feels quite a likely outcome here. In Swansea's 5 games, there's only been the 8 goals, and there was 3 against Preston. If you remember, they've had. So what does that make it? Well, very few goals in the other 4 games. It's 1-0 either way, which I think is probably an encouraging thing for Luke Williams. That the stability of the side, and defensively they look really good, but maybe just not got enough of a goal threat. I think they'll score here, maybe. I quite like we're going to give you another 2-1. I like the 1-0, actually. I will flip it just for banter, and I will go for Coventry. No. It's a draw. I'm going to take another 1-1.
And Sam, you are up first for Luton versus Sheffield Wednesday. Sides we thought would be top 6, top 10, 19th and 20th at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to, immediately just turn around now, Luton. I saw, a team that's still lacking a little bit in confidence, I think, in the second half at Millwall. Maybe it's not confidence. Maybe it is just with the reality of being in the Championship and having another 40 of these games to go where they're not going to be playing on carpets in the winter and they're going to have balls shelled in their box. And, maybe those Premier League moves aren't going to materialise for some of the ones that attracted attention in the off season. So yeah, I think it could be a grind, but I think they'll win here. I will take Luton to beat Sheffield Wednesday by 2-0.
Yeah, I can see the home win as well, and Luton going back to back. You said it maybe wasn't by design that it was back to basics to win at Millwall, but I will go for history to repeat itself and Luton to win 1-0 for a second game in a row. And to their Yorkshire neighbours, Sheffield United, they're at home to Derby. I've liked what I've seen of Sheffield United so far. Derby have been great, but obviously all the wins have come at home. And they're obviously on the road here. So it's not going to surprise you that I'm going to back a home win here for the Blades. And I think Sheffield United might be a bit more open in this one, because I think Derby will certainly run at them, won't they? And, try and press a bit more than a lot of teams will at Bramall Lane. So I'll go for a bonus point. So I'll go 3-1 or 4-1. Go on, bonus point. Sheffield United 4, Derby County 1.
I was going to go 3-1, but
I was torn between. I'm
going to give Derby a couple of goals. I'm going to go for Lightning to strike twice and them to repeat. Unfortunately, what happened at Ewood Park opening night. I'm going to go for Sheffield United 4, Derby 2.
Double bonus point, 0-0 almost.
That's what I'm doing, mate. That's what I'm doing.
Incoming for that one. And you're up first, Sam. Plymouth trying to follow up their win against leaders Sunderland with an away game at leaders West Brom.
Yeah, I mean, given everything I've said about West Brom in the last hour that we've been together and the last few weeks, I think I'm going to have to back them handsomely here. Maybe a little bit back down to earth. I'll go for the same result for Leeds that I predicted. I'll go for West Brom to beat Plymouth 3-1 and Argyle to get a consolation.
I mean, you're leaving me a tap-in for the Carlos Corberan 1-0 home win, clean sheet victory, aren't you? So I've got to... Come on, Sam, you would have loved to tap in your career, wouldn't you? So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to run off and celebrate like I smashed it in from 30 yards if it comes in. West Brom 1, Plymouth 0, which leaves me up last. We're on Blackburn. Preston versus Blackburn. Blackburn have already had the away Northwest derby at Burnley. Now they've got to go to Preston. I think Preston are going to get after them, aren't they? And Blackburn are going to have to sit in. Although... everything Blackburn do is the opposite of what I say this season. Can they get themselves something from this one, Sam? Look, on the basis that I think Preston are going to beat Blackburn and Blackburn just constantly prove me wrong, I'm going to say the opposite of what I think. So I'm going to say Preston 1, Blackburn 2.
I'm an idiot because basically I've predicted every home team to win this weekend, barring Leeds. It's not going to happen.
It could happen.
I'm going to have to back Preston here. I can feel it. I can feel it inside. Preston. Blackburn are scoring from almost every opportunity, but they're not going to score here somehow. It's going to be Preston 1, Blackburn 0.
There we go. That is our round 6 predictions. Get yours in via the comments. You can copy and paste all the fixtures from the description. And remember, score yourself. We want to see, Sam, if someone gets 15 points, we want to see it. Let us know in the comments how you did. Give yourself a point for a correct outcome, home, away, or draw. Give yourself 3 points if you get the correct scoreline. And if, like Sam Parkin, you are as adventurous enough to go for a 4-2, and I went for a 4-1. Sorry, Derby fans. Might be another Derby public apology coming, mightn't it? But you can give yourself a bonus point for that one. Sam, I feel like I've got you rattled this week. I think some odd behaviour from you in the predictions, second guessing yourself. I feel this is going to work well for me, and I'm going to be bolshy like you are. I think I'm going to get my second win in a row this week. How are you feeling?
Well, normally I was a bit rushed. I was a bit rushed last time out, and I didn't. Normally I give myself 5 minutes to have a proper think about it, and it's paid off. It's paid dividends in the last season and a bit. I didn't do that last week, and you smashed me. And I've done it again this week. I've just been too busy this morning. So the fixtures I've only started looking at maybe an hour ago. So I'm not confident. But I've got a nice cushion, 38-24 this stage of the season. So maybe I can show a little bit of complacency at the end of the summer. I'll be back on it if it gets tighter. Don't you worry about that.
I don't doubt it. Find out what happens with the predictions. Get your own in via the comments, and we'll be back next Wednesday.